Well, hey everybody. We got kind of a special thing this week that happened not once but twice. Believe it or not. Yeah. Let me do that again. Let me do that again. What I am playing right now is Lands of Avaronia. And this is a game that was given to me by one of my viewers, which is really cool. And like I said, that happened twice this week that I got free games. Believe it or not, that is all I have ever wanted from being a YouTuber. And I'm like barely a YouTuber, you know, like, I am not yet at a point where I can even make money from doing this. Yeah, I should investigate it. Ooh. Oh, next level. Cool. That's an interesting way of doing leveling up. And then do I see my character stats and whatnot? Oh, I don't have any skills yet. Anyway. So, yeah, this is Lands of Avaronia. This was made by a viewer. And this is a little action RPG, and I love action RPGs. So I wanted to play this a little bit. You know, I was asked to do a review of it. And here's the problem. The problem is that, like, I've got 4 ways that I can go, and I don't remember which way I'm supposed to go. Cool. So that makes it fun. They were like, there's another, I think it would be this way where there's chests and enemies. Anyway. Okay, I do need to equip, or not equip, I need to item some, lesser health potions. And I need to register them for that shortcut. Did I do it? Yes, okay. Cool. So now I have those things in my hotbar, and I can then use them. Ooh. My HP went up by 100. Okay, there you have it. Let me tell you the first thing here. So I decided not to do a regular type review. I decided to just play this game and talk about it, you know, cover some of the things I really like, some of the things that I, you know, because 2 things are true. Let me just pause this for a moment. 2 things are true. Number 1, I am more likely to think favorably on a game made by someone who watches my channel. So it's not really fair in a lot of ways to do a straightforward review. And I've watched the way a lot of YouTubers do this when someone gives them a game for free. And especially, you know, when it's a one-person project, you know, it's like... And I will tell you, I felt bad today because I was contacted by someone who did a one-person project, and it was one of the budget extravaganza games that I did not like. And the developer contacted me and he's like, geez, you spent a lot of time playing a game you don't even like. And I had to explain to him, like, no, I try to give every game a chance. I just didn't happen to like yours. And I'm sorry, like, I realized that every game is somebody's baby. And, like, that being the case, like, this game right here is somebody's baby. And the person whose baby it is watches my channel. So, like, how am I supposed to feel about that? You know, it makes it more complicated, and it would be wrong of me. I've never used one of the attack potions. Wait, why is my... Is it Q and A? I thought it was Q and E. My E is not working. Anyway, regardless. So I need to choose the right potion. I've never used the attack potion. Let's get after it. See how hard I attack when I'm a little bit more. Oh, I've never done 40 damage before, or 60, so not nothing. See how long the effect lasts. But, yeah, I seem to be doing okay. Anyway, so the first thing I like about this game, I really like the graphical style. I love that the main character's hands are just pixels at his sides. And I love the, like, bounciness of the walk and the one foot disappearing and then the other foot disappearing. It's just classic pixel art goodness. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, this is number one. Number two, things that I really like about it. I like the tactics, or not the tactics, the haptics, the feel. Like, I mean, granted, I wish I was playing this on a controller. I can forgive a lot. I prefer to play this type of game on a controller. I'm playing on the keyboard. Arrow keys are movement, spacebar is interact, and swing the sword. I don't love that it's the same key to do both. I would prefer two keys, but then again, I would prefer, you know, to have a controller in my hands for this type of game, because that's how I've been playing them for most of my life. But whatever. The feel of swinging the sword and hitting an enemy and then killing an enemy, it feels great. That's good. The one thing I don't like about the sword is that it graphically does not fit. You know, that needs to be a pixel sword. I'm sorry, it does. You can keep that little swing semicircle thing. You can leave that, like, because you could clearly see that the sword is at a much higher resolution than the, you know, than the guy himself is. And that's a problem. Like, I'm sorry, that's how I feel. Also, I will say this, like, at first when I started fighting these bandits, I didn't realize they were bandits. I thought they were townsfolk, because there wasn't a lot to indicate bandits. Like, maybe put a little mask on them, or a little hat, or make their clothes a different color, because this guy looks basically like me. Which is why I thought he was a townsperson. Now, if you do see them from the back, you'll see that they have little swords. Let me get past them. See? He's got a little sword. But he doesn't swing it. When he hits me, it looks like a punch. I would prefer a sword swing. I like the look of this sword swing. I would prefer a pixel sword. And here's another thing that I was like, okay, let's think about what makes the game make sense. Because this is a bandit camp in a forest. And I don't mind that we go around a winding trail with, like, different little ponds and things. Doesn't always need to be a pond, but it has been thus far. It doesn't bother me that much that it's a pond. I like the, you know, water rolling animation. I like that there are lily pads. It's fine. But when you come around and you see where the bandits live, in a house, like in Pokemon, this could be a pretty sizable building, you know, and this looks like a Pokemon house in a lot of ways. And so, like, bandit camp, you know, we're thinking tents, teepees, those kinds of things. Yeah. Also, like, it's not always clear what's going to trigger the exit from one screen to another. Sometimes it is, but not always. And sometimes you don't know if it's going to happen at the end of the transition area or the beginning. Small details, but, you know, small details make a big difference. Like putting a little mask or a little hat on the bandits, or like changing these buildings into teepees or tents of some sort, would go a long way. And then having the enemies swing a weapon, the bandits swing a weapon rather than just simply making a hit motion, that would be an improvement. Oh, I will say this. I do like that you can miss. That every now and again. Oh, also, yeah, the fact that this is a building makes me think that I should be able to go in at least some of them. And I can't. And that drives me a little crazy. But, these are relatively small things. I will say this, though. There's a lot of sameness in the enemies. And I know that, we're dealing with bandits right now. But, think about, a game like Streets of Rage, right? Everybody you're fighting is like a member of this gang, this evil, horrible street fighting gang, but they are so wildly different, one from the other, not just in how they look, but in how they fight as well. Because one thing that I am feeling in this game is a lack of variety, and if there was a way that different enemies approach differently, what if this kind of bandit was a berserker and that he would turn red and just bull rush you? Oh, I need to take some potions, clearly. Oh no, wrong potion. Oh no, there we go. Oh wow, yeah, that's right, because my health is higher I have to take way more potions. I need to get some food, clearly. But Red Warrior shot the food. Anyway. Yeah. So, I would prefer a diversity, what if this guy shot a bow? You gotta have some projectile bandits of some sort. Guys throwing rocks, guys with a bow, and maybe a guy with a club. Maybe just a big guy who punches. Think about the enemy variety that you see in other games of this type, because it does make a difference in helping you to feel that there's a little more something being offered. Because, like I said, there is some sameness to this, and it does take away. See, there was a miss right there, except that was my enemy missing. Oh, there was me missing. There was my enemy. Oh, jeez. Oh, I didn't realize he was on top of me. I thought I killed him. Because he is almost dead. He was just murdering me, and I was just taking it there for a minute. Anyway. So, yeah, a little more variety in the enemies would go a long way. I did appreciate that the story didn't take too long to set up. There's a princess who's been captured, and if we rescue her, then we're gonna get sweet gold. So that's a thing that's going on now. And we'll see. I don't know how long the story goes. Oh, I do appreciate. Here's one thing I noticed. Noticing little details. There's a little crunchy distortion in the chip tuniness of the music. Which I like that. I like that touch. I don't know if it was intentional. Might have been. Might not have been. But I like it. Don't change it. It's fine. Anyway, but I will say this part. This particular song right now does not feel very overworldy, get down to business, swinging that sword around. Because you think about Zelda, even back to the original NES Zelda. Bum ba bum bum ba da da dum bum 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 bum. You just want to go to town. You just want to attack some foes when you hit a banger like that, you know, because it is the Zelda overworld theme, and just about oh no, main character has died, game over. I'm not watching what I'm doing very well. I'm talking more than I'm playing. Okay, let's do a new game so you can see how this starts. Okay, so it tells you that it starts at the Wild Eagle Forest located at the borders of the Human Kingdom. I don't know where that is on this map. If there was a square that was blinking, then I would be like, oh, it's here. Again, I don't know. Oh, there's the Wild Eagle Forest. Yeah, put a blinking yellow square around it and I'll know where it is. Like, because it's not always obvious. Although I will say fantasy maps notoriously go from left to right. And even when I'm making D&D maps, that is how they go. I should have realized that. So there is a little information on the map. And yeah, you're talking to the old man, and you know, there's not too much. There's not too much that's happening here that's you know, burdening you with like yeah, I love that it's like, let's not waste any more time. Let's go. And away he goes. Oh, and again, the sword on the back, it's not pixel sword. Okay, and we just got told our buttons very quickly. So here we go. Oh, I just missed. Yeah, see? And then there we go. The crunchiness of that drop when you drop an enemy. Yeah, okay. You have to follow the other path. I did follow this path when I played this the first time round. Yeah, and it tells us how to open a chest, even though it's exactly how you think. Okay. Let's kill this guy, and then we'll put those potions to work. Did we get it? We sure did. I wish there was a little, like, that it would hang for just a second and, like, show the, like, maybe flash on the potion getting dropped into that slot. Because every time I put something in a slot, I go back to make sure that I did it, which is not, like, ideal. Again, it's a small thing, but, like, honestly, how many times does, like, just little attention to detail make all the difference in the world in a product? And, you know, I will say this game has good bones. Like, I like a lot of the things that are happening in this game. You know, it feels good. Like, it feels good to kill enemies, which, like, that's what you want out of an action RPG. You want the feeling of killing your enemies, of spitting on their graves and, you know, making their womenfolk weep. You know, that you want the feel of that to be very much like satisfying. Yeah. So that would be nice. Oh, you know what I realized that would be a nice touch? And I don't know if this would ruin your economy, because I know that, like, once we reach that second level, that's when we start talking about getting gold coins and whatnot, and we haven't had a place to spend them yet. So, like, I don't know what the economy is in the game. This is as far as I have made it. So, like, forgive me. Like, I have played this a little bit, and then I just decided, like, no, I keep thinking of things that would make this a little better. And, you know, and because I'm in many ways just talking directly to the developer, who, you know, one person development team, they did a really good job with this. There are a few things that I'm like, this could be a little better. Oh, one of those things, yeah, I did mention the music. Like, This music reminds me of like being in an inn or a shop, you know. It's a little more inn or shop music than overworld banger that like makes you feel like, now we're on a grand adventure, you know, because that's how the overworld music should feel. At least in my ideal world, I could be, you know, overly demanding. But yeah, I think, you know, more than anything, what would turn this game like up several notches would be like, number one, stick to the visual unity. You know, like pixel bush, love it. Pixel flower, love it. Pixel grass, love it. Pixel trees. Pixel dude with his blinking feet and his single pixel hands. Oh my god, love it. Love everything about it. You know, even though it's a higher pixel count, the font for the HP and the MP and the character's name, and then it's in a diamond with just a little, you know, closer up on his face, you know, but going like from like the early bit look of the game to like a true 8-bit. It's like going from Atari to NES. So yeah, you know, if the sword, like if the way the sword looked on your back and the way it looked when you swing it was like NES 8-bit as opposed to Atari, which by the way, still technically 8-bit, we just didn't, it was a poorer, like you can't really game on less than 8 bits. Well, I mean, I guess you can, probably the earliest games did, but like it's hard to like, you know, really implement anything graphically that's too, you know, that's very good. And so like, yeah, I don't mind this, like, you know, there is a little bit of like NES bit in there and a little bit of Atari bit. And I don't mind that those two things blend. You can create a unique style that way. It's just, I want to see the unity of like that sword and this sword being pixelized. Like that's number one. Like keep the unified visual style, and then have the other enemies like have some projectile enemies, have some sword swinging enemies, have like one big dude who just punches hard or whatever, you know, like a little bit of diversity, and like that takes it a long way. You know, little things like turning those buildings into tents, you know, big results with that kind of like, we said it was a bandit camp, we're gonna make it look like a bandit camp, even though like, you know, there are things that people will accept and things that people won't. Like people will accept that like these bandits have parked their tents very spread out over this entire area. Like people will accept that, like that's fine. You know, you have this winding path of like many bandits in many multiple places, but they're all technically one group of bandits. Like we will accept that, like that's fine. But the idea that they live in Pokemon buildings, like, is a bridge too far. And I think, like, you know, here's the thing. I will admit, my game making experience is limited to like a little bit of RPG Maker. And yeah, so like, what room do I have to talk and like tell anybody what their game should be, aside from like that I played a lot of games and appreciate a lot of games. Oh, I like that you know, it just added the potions automatically into the slot where my potions already are. So it's already doing the calculation on, oh geez, get away from me. Don't let him get on top of you. But I like that it does the calculations and puts them all in the same slot. You know, just little things like that are nice. Just a little nice touch. I see it. I appreciate it. So yeah, like I said, good bones on this game. I do keep playing it, and I do want to get better at it, and I do want to progress farther in it and see what else it has to offer, because clearly, like, there are magics and specials, and we haven't unlocked either of those. So clearly there's more that this game has to offer. You know, and clearly the story keeps progressing, and there's a lot that the game can give. It's just there's a couple of things that would like turn that dial up quite a bit, and I think I hit on them. I think I said the ones that I think. We're talking to the old man again. Let me put, and this will not be a standard final score. I will admit to you right now, normally my final scores are out of 10. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a different final score, because of where this game comes from, and because I'm recognizing how hard it is to be purely objective on a review when, like, I definitely don't want to hurt the feelings of someone who watches my channel. And I'm not saying that that if I gave an out of 10 score that I necessarily would or wouldn't. I'm just saying that, like, I'm looking at different things with this review, because I see this game as, like, not quite done, but, you know, because the code that I received said, you know, beta testing. You can buy this game on Steam, Lands of Avaronia. Like, you can buy it on Steam. I think it's less than $1. Pretty sure. Which is good and cheap. So, you know, as a good and cheap game, it's already, you know, pretty good for cheap. I just, like, honestly, add a little diversity to the enemies and, like, keep a unity of style, and then, like, get an overland banger for the music. I think those main things, and this game, like, over the top, and then you could charge more for it at that point, honestly. So yeah, might not be a bad idea, because, like, I think about there's a roguelike I really like called Reventure, and it has like 100 different endings. Like, and it had a bigger development team. Like, I get that, but, like, it had that simple art style, but, like, the gameplay makes it. And the gameplay of this game, so far so good in terms of, like, how it feels to attack and hit your enemy. That is dialed in. So yeah, just a couple of things could make this better. And so, like, we're not going to give it a regular score. It's not going to be an out of 10, but let's give it a score. Also, sorry that this video is longer than a normal one, but it is a little bit of a different thing. By the way, if you also have made a game, send it in. I'll look at it for sure. Okay, so for Lands of Avaronia, I'm going good bones, because, you know, if I got this game in a budget extravaganza video, I wouldn't be disappointed. You know, it might not be the best game of the bunch, but I wouldn't be disappointed, you know. But here's what I really think is that, like, with a few tweaks, you know, a little more enemy diversity, you know, stay a little more true to the, like, visual unity of the game, and, like, get an overland banger. I'm serious. You know, I've been listening to the chiptune-ish noises while I was making the artwork for the, you know, for both the you know, banner for the video, what you see that you click on, or I forget what they call those, the image that you click on to get to the video. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, so while I was creating that and while I was creating the final score image, I was listening to the music the whole time. Very chill. Like, this is some good, very chill, like you came into a town, you're talking to the townsfolk, you're gonna go see a blacksmith to like strengthen your blade or whatever. You're gonna talk to a man who sells magical scrolls so that you can learn new magic, you know, like this vibe right here. Totally. But like for overland swinging your sword, you gotta like, it's gotta go. Like it's gotta make my blood pump a little bit. Just saying, like that would take this game from like, I'm not disappointed with it as a budget game to like, I would pay like, I don't know, I'm cheap, so don't think that I'm insulting it by giving it this range. But I think with a few changes, this becomes like a $2.99 to $5.99 game. Because right now you're charging, you know, under $1 for it, as I understand, which I feel is the right price for the game as it stands. Yeah, 99 cents. I just double checked. With a few tweaks, it could be even better. And that's why I'm glad I get to talk directly to the person who made it. Because I think you're onto something, and I think that it can get even better. So yeah, let's look for, you know, a 2024 update at some point, and you know, and then maybe this game gets a little more expensive, and I would not have a problem with that, you know, totally, for real. Anyway, but also like, I don't know what kind of time you have to put into this game. I know, like, I know people who make games, and I see how much work goes into creating, you know, I have a nephew who put like so many hours into this game where you just kind of click a box around the screen, you know? Like, there's more to it than that, and it's actually pretty fun, but like, it's such a simple, it's like one of those, you know, Ding Dong XL type games, and still there's so much to it, like people don't realize. And so like, I understand that I might be asking a lot. As it stands, you know, decently fun game, and obviously there's more to it. There are skills, you know, magics and abilities that you are able to use. Your character gets to level up. Like, I've seen that there's more to this game than what I've seen thus far. I just think a couple of things and it becomes so much better. Anyway, good work, my friend. Oh, did I not say this entire time who it was that made this game? Because you may see them in the comments. Hold up, let me tell you. Okay, so the email that I have is from RPG Anvil, which is the name of the developer on Steam. So if you look up RPG Anvil, have they made other games? I don't think so, honestly. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. So this is their one game that they have put out on Steam. And so, yeah, you know, RPG Anvil, I don't know if that's their handle here on YouTube, but yeah, nice work. Like, a lot of good things going in this game. Sorry this video is so long. Like, this is the way my videos used to be. I used to just hit play and go. But this one, I just wanted to be able to talk about it while I was experiencing it, because I didn't want to forget any of the things that I really thought could have made this game better. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this one, people. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.